Okay, Tim mentions a couple of issues that he has. One is that when he does a voiceover, it seems to start out at a lower volume at the first split second. And the second thing that he mentions is that he has a runtime error problem in updating. These are two separate issues. I don't believe the two are related. But I wanted to address some of the things that he mentions in here about waiting his 3 seconds recording, waiting another 3 seconds recording, and so forth. I can't exactly solve his problem, but I can talk about a couple of things that he could do that might be workarounds, and then also some things that probably has nothing to do with updates. All right, let's take a look at these issues. Let's start with the problem with installing updates. When you install updates, they don't install on top of each other. They actually are installed in separate folders. So let's take a look at that. Filmora is installed on your C drive, and you go down here to Users. And in your users, when you open that up, you would go ahead and click on your username. And you have to go into this hidden folder. So if you don't have this turned on, you would have to click View on your File Explorer and then go down into, let's see what it is, Show. And then you would have to make sure that Hidden Items is activated. If not, you won't see this folder here, App Data, under your username. And then anyway, so you would go into App Data, and you would go to Local, and then you would go down to the Filmora, which is going to be not Filmora, but rather Wondershare. And then under Wondershare, you'd go down to Filmora. And when you're in this here, you'll notice that every update that you've installed has a folder in it. So when you install an update, it's installed into a new folder. And what happens to the old folder, the new folder, if we just look at the properties of it, we can see that it has 1.5 gigabytes of data in it. And the previous folder is then deleted. That is to say, the content of it is mostly deleted. A little bit is left over. So therefore, it's not likely that if there was an issue on a prior version that it would carry forward to the new version, because it's a new set of files. It's not the same set of files. So I don't think that that's true. I can't say for sure. There is this Filmora update folder, and in the update folder actually has the program that executes, that erases the old program and then installs the new program. And there is a log file there of the activities one could look at and see what had happened on that last update. So anyway, that's definitely one place you could look for that, and therefore I don't think that the update is a carryover problem from one version to another. See if we can demonstrate something. The voiceover recorder is started right here, either by clicking record voiceover or using the keyboard shortcut Alt-R, that will bring it up, or as Tim mentions, using the little microphone icon here. All three of them bring up the same feature of Filmora, which is the voiceover recorder. He talks briefly about the fact that he uses the 3 seconds, waits for the 3 seconds, and so forth. So one of the solutions to his problem would be to shorten that. I set mine at 1 second. You can actually set it for 0 seconds, in which case, most likely, you're not going to be speaking anything in that split second when the volume is lower. This is a workaround. It doesn't seem to be a fix for his problem. But anyway, I keep mine at 1 second, and I usually let it just start up. And then what I do is I trim off the blank in the beginning of that. So that's a good way to do that. The other thing that I do so that I can play back is I don't mute the project. The default is to have the project muted so this sound doesn't play. I go ahead and leave that on because each time I want to listen back to what I'm saying, I would have to uncheck that. Instead, I just mute the project down here. so that when I'm playing back what I'm recording, it won't I won't be hearing what's on the original soundtrack. At the end, of course, I will activate that. The other tool that he could use is selecting all of the video or audio clips, rather, that he has made, and then go into the audio and use audio normalization. Perhaps this would lower that or raise that first bit of sound that's lower, so it does sound equal all the way across. But most likely what I would do is I would just wait for that split second to occur, and then I would just simply trim it off.